So I'm finally back out exploring again, and I'm in a spot that I've kind of explored before. Ways back here, there's a quarry that I explored like years ago, and I didn't really find too much in there, aside from like a few little garnets and stuff. Yeah, I think they're using it for building the highway or something. And then over here, there's a couple slides that I made some videos at quite a while ago. But I just come across this spot, and it looks like another slide that happened, and I haven't explored this one yet, so yeah, there's a lot of rock to look at, so that's good. I didn't intend on finding this slide. I was trying to find an easy route to get up to where I found those big garnets. Well, at least the mountain where I found those big garnets. Yeah, I guess this was kind of a happy accident, so we'll see what we could come across here, and hopefully we'll find something kind of neat. So already, just right here, I come across a piece that looks to have some garnets and stuff in it. It's kind of frozen to the ground, so I'll have to pry it off with my rock pick. But yeah, that's a good sign. There's a garnet right there, garnet right here, which is kind of hard to see, but you can see a little face there. They're a little bit damaged from going down the slide, but it's still a good sign that they're around. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Hopefully we'll find some more of those. I'm seeing lots of interesting textures in the rocks around here. It seems like different kinds of metamorphism has happened, and different minerals have gathered in different places. Like this one looks quite crystallized on the bottom. This is going to be quite a challenge today, just everything's frozen to the ground. But yeah, you can see that one has lots of muscovite in it. Maybe a few other crystals if I look closely. So just looking around here, there's a decent amount of garnet. Like there's a few in this piece, there's a nice little red one in this stone here. So it seems like there's a decent grade of metamorphism. You can see this one here is quite loaded with garnets. So that's a really good sign for this area. This piece right here is looking really nice. It's like almost all muscovite, which I've never seen that before. And there seems to be quite a few decent sized garnets that are forming in there. So that's pretty neat. Still not really high grade garnet, but still good sized garnets nonetheless. And right here you can see there's a little bit of skarn going on in here. Some hornblende and different amphiboles and stuff. So quite the variety of different rock than what I've seen anywhere else. There's some interesting textures here, some kind of granite or something like that, maybe a diorite. Yeah, there's like darker biotite, nice big chunks of quartz and stuff like that. Well, that's pretty crazy. This one here seems to have some nice garnets in it. And there's just what looks to be kyanite all through this schist. Like little crystals of it, but seems like there's quite a decent amount. Ugh. That's a huge chunk too. They're not massive crystals or anything, but that's definitely the most kyanite that I've seen anywhere that I've ever dug. Oh, there's some nicer big crystals actually. Not huge, but decent sized crystals. You can see little kyanite blades all through this. That's pretty awesome actually. Those garnets in there are kind of pink too. They're not like really dark, but they kind of have like a lighter pink color to the chips at least. That's pretty awesome. This piece here was also loaded with kyanite. Holy cow. Look at that blade right there. That's so crazy. So I just pulled this piece of quartz up. It was just in this little pocket here. And it seems to have another type of crystallization going on in there. This time it's like little black crystals. I'm really not sure what they are. They're intermixed with like a pocket of iron. It's really interesting though. Just come across another rock with some decent sized garnets in it. Seems that they're not too high of grade, but there is a little one there with a bit of a face on it. It's a good sign still, but hopefully sooner or later we'll come across something with some nice big high quality garnets. But yeah, those are quite a decent size. Well, those garnets do seem to be decently well formed. You can see some faces on this one. So it's pretty well crystallized. And they're decent size, which is pretty cool. It'd be awesome to find some more gemmy ones, but I'd be happy if I could find the source for these. So this boulder is just kind of filled with garnets, all pretty low grade. And then there's another boulder here that has another kind of formation of the garnets, where there's quartz and it looks really folded, almost like a gneiss. It's interesting. And there's some pretty decent sized garnets in there. And then over here, there's another formation that kind of reminds me of another spot that I found kind of below where I found those big, huge garnets a while back. And these ones are more etched garnets. So they're kind of stepped, and yeah, they have little faces all over them. So I was just looking down here where I just set my camera up, and I found this piece. I thought it was just firelight at first, like a really shiny piece, and then I scratched it with my fingernail, and turns out it's actually graphite. So that's pretty interesting. That's a pretty good chunk of graphite, and it looks pretty pure too. Looks like it's in schist, but if I could find a zone with lots of this graphite crystallizing out, that would be a pretty valuable find. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So this big boulder here must have come from wherever those big garnets are coming from, because there's big garnets just poking out all over the place in it. You can see, yeah, just all those red garnets in there. It just seems to be a small layer on this boulder, I think. I'd have to, I don't know. They might be all through it, actually. But yeah, wherever that came from, there's probably some more. And then there's garnets all through this one too. All pretty low grade in that one. So we are getting closer. Bigger boulders with the right kind of material in it. This boulder here has quite a few garnets in it. There's another boulder with a bunch of garnets in it. See in there? But yeah, just a huge area that was taken out by the slide. Here's a big boulder with some garnets. Those are pretty big, about an inch to inch and a half in diameter, some of them. So yeah, that's definitely not traveled too far. Still on my way out. But yeah, seeing lots of garnets in here. Not seeing too much kyanite. Let's see if I could take a little look down here. There's a decent garnet there. A lot of it's covered by moss and stuff, but yeah, some pretty big garnets at least. So this area here seems to be a bit of a hot spot. There's quite a bit of kyanite, which is good because I didn't see any down below here. Some pretty big garnets, which is kind of cool. I'll show you this kyanite that I just come across here. It's got a pretty good size to it. Hopefully you can see that. That's a really good sized kyanite blade. For around here anyways. That one has to be about an inch and a half long. And then there's the big garnet just below it. There's probably more little pieces on this. Seems to be another piece right on the corner here. But yeah, that looks about sky blue. It's not like super deep blue, but still a pretty nice specimen. And then you got that massive garnet on the bottom of it. Yeah, that's a pretty awesome find in my books. Over here, you can see this boulder has some huge garnets in it. You can see that one there is about an inch in diameter. There's another one here. It's probably an inch and a half in diameter. So that's pretty good there. And then I seen another boulder around here. I'm not sure if I can find it again. I don't know. But this boulder here also has some huge garnets in it. You can see just the size of those things, and they're almost popping out of there. So that's pretty awesome. And with the garnets getting this big, I wonder if there's any spots where the kyanite are getting really big too. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what we can find around here in the future trips. So I've come up here quite a ways now, and the garnets kind of petered off for a while. I wasn't really finding too many, and there wasn't any kyanite or anything like that. Yeah, I'm just hiking further up to see if there's just a stretch that doesn't have the garnets, and then maybe further up, that's where they're forming. Yeah, I just come across some kyanite at least. You can see right here, there's a nodule that has a bunch of gray kyanite in it. This is kind of how it normally forms. It's not really gemmy or anything, it's just kind of a gray mass of kyanite blades. You can see this is the other half. More kyanite in there. It's kind of blue, but not great for what I want to use it for. And there's a little bit in here too. Those just came from out of here, which I think this is a boulder that must have come from a bit higher, so maybe the deposit is a bit higher yet. This isn't the original creek that I was on. It's kind of like an off section of it. The original creek is on the other side of this ridge, and it's, yeah, just kind of separating the two creeks. It's really steep, so yeah, I ran into a bit of a cliff on the other side. So I'm hoping that this creek will lead me a bit further up and then into the other canyon again. Well, I am still getting closer. You can see this big chunk of muscovite schist, and then you got all this garnet going through it. So I am on the right track. And there's this stuff that has all the garnet in it, the lower grade garnet. So I am still on the right track to finding that source. But just looking from here, I could see some spots that look like garnets in that little ledge there. You can see there's quite the outcrop. There's like a cliff there, so there's no way to really hike up here. So you kind of have to go from the creek on the other side and then come up over, and then yeah. But we'll take a little look around here and see what we could come across. So this here is definitely one of the outcrops. You can see all these garnets in here, all over the place. Seems like there's a few loose ones in here too, but they're not all that high of grade. Kind of just falling apart. But there might be some nice ones in here actually. But yeah, this is some nice and soft schist. So I'll be able to pop some out of here for sure. But yeah, cool to have actually found one of the sources. And yeah, we'll have to try and pop some out of here. There's another little one. Yeah, these are actually pretty cool. They're kind of etched, I think. Another one. There seems to be the same kind of schist that kind of folds in with quartz, and then it forms the larger garnet crystals in between the quartz. But yeah, a lot of these are just stuck. But a few are popping out. So I just finished digging out of this ledge here, and I come across about a pocket full of garnets that I've extracted, and some of them have a decent color to them. Hopefully you can see that there. That one has some pink going on in it. So that's pretty cool. And there's a little bit of kyanite in that seam too. I don't know if you can see that there, but there's tiny little kind of bluish blades going through the schist there. So there is some kyanite in that seam too. But I'm kind of hoping for a little bit better. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to come back here sometime in the summer and do some better exploration, because everything's just frozen and it's just hard to see what you're looking at. Well, I think that's going to be it for this one. I'll be back here sometime in the summer probably to do some more exploring. There's lots of rock to move around and stuff, and I just can't do that right now. Like, it's all just kind of stuck together with ice. It might thaw out in a few weeks or something like that. I might be back, but yeah, for now I'll probably get to exploring some other places. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.